Match reaction, Manchester United won, Burnley won. Your reaction to that game?
Wide open game. I thought Burnley gave Man United opportunities, but I thought Man United, the way they were so wide open in that midfield and at the back there, Burnley had their opportunities. United started the game, it looked lively. I thought the attitude to start the game was perfect. I thought, we're on it here. And then after 20 minutes, Burnley took control. They just seemed to give that one ball and our midfield was cut apart. I thought it was too slow. I thought the players didn't help each other, didn't work together, and Burnley had their opportunities. You know, ONANA there, several saves, one outstanding save in that first half. But we all know what happened with ONANA. Blotted his copybook there at the end again, and unnecessary coming out and just clattering the bloke, and that's what he did. So ONANA started the game well and ended it poorly, but we've seen that throughout the season with all the players. They just ended up like going for them coming for us. It just seemed like someone's got to win. That's how it ended. Exciting for the fans, I'll give you that. But, I mean, where's the style? Where's the control? There is none. And the attitude, with each player there, I look at him and I think to myself, you started right with the attitude and then you just sort of like get caught out. You're getting caught out. You're too slow chasing back. You're not working together. And that's every game. But to be honest with you, you look at the game as a whole. Have you seen anything different this year about the way Man United play? The style, the tactics? No, I just thought the spine of the team, right, was just so open and it just was not there.
Yeah, you're talking about like the first half, but we did have chances in that first half. But I went into half time thinking, I think Burnley have had the clearer cut chances, and that started in 20 seconds of the actual game kicking off.
Yeah, that's how it looked. They started as 20 seconds. I thought, hey, up, are we in for it? But United, to be honest, 20 minutes, they were there. But what it was after 20 minutes, you could sense the crowd knew something was changing and Burnley were taking over that midfield. They were running through it. The crowd went quiet. You know, Burnley pushed and they pushed all the way to half time and had their opportunities. So, you know, I'm just lucky that we come in, to be honest, at half time. But I expected changes at half-time. I thought Eriksen running around there with Mainu, it wasn't working. They were too exposed. To me, it was clear as daylight, and I think to a lot of fans inside the ground there and anyone watching it could see that we was exposed, and he never changed it, and I don't understand why.
You say change it. Do you mean change it like for like personnel, or do you mean change it tactically? Because if you're looking at the bench today, there's not many options on the bench to come in and actually change the game, really.
No, there's not that many options, but at the end of the day, something had to be done. The tactics needed to change. That was unquestionably, that had to change, but it doesn't change it. And you could see right through the middle, they just created gaps, exploited it, and people were just, Burnley were running at United without anyone actually running with them. And he never changed it. The subs should have come on. What I noticed about the subs, and I was absolutely gobsmacked, I'm just going a little bit further. Right near the end of the game, I was astonished that he brought Mount on that late. I just don't understand it. He should have been a shoo-in, right, for Eriksen at half-time.
I think he's leaving Mainu exposed a bit too much as well defensively, maybe asking him to do jobs that he's not the type of player to actually do.
Wasn't a good game for Mainu. I think he got exposed because of the legs on Eriksen. We know Mainu's only just starting his football. He's learning his trade, and he's got a lot to do. I think the way Mainu started is good this season, but he's got a lot to learn. And at the end of the day, having him exposed like that, he looked as though he had a poor game. And it was because people like Eriksen, where was he playing today? I just don't know where he was playing. And at times, Mainu was getting caught out because he was wondering where Eriksen was. And that's what I'm talking about, the spine of the team. It was poor. They looked poor in there. Something has to change. But it won't change. That's the thing. Yeah. The tactics and everything will not change. I feel sorry today because we went out there, right? And I didn't want injuries picking up. And McTominay, that looks a disaster going forward, especially when you think he has got not as much legs as the rest of him, but he gets stuck in and he puts in with the goals. He comes along and scores goals. And at the end of the day, that's what we need. And that's what we missed today. The amount of chances there today, people clear-cut chances. And I thought it was poor finishing. But I'll say it again, that's what we've seen all season.
Yeah, I felt like we've seen the best and the worst, though, of Bruno Fernandes today. I mean, some of the balls that he played in to give other players the opportunities to score, but then in the second half started losing it a little bit more deeper in midfield and giving Burnley opportunities to come at United.
I think you're absolutely 100% spot on there, Kieran, about Bruno. Absolutely. Some of the balls there was outstanding. I thought he was quick, getting the ball through to players. And then when you look, the obvious choice to make, he was messing it up, not quick. It was like, you know, the difference between an apple and an orange, completely different. 1 minute he's doing great passes, the next he's just not doing the right passes for no absolute reason. No pressure on him and all that. It was a Jekyll and Hyde performance by him today. But I keep repeating myself, that's what we're seeing all season, not just from Bruno, from the team. I just want the team, right, to get the right attitude, go out there, get a bit of confidence, right, and then just get to the end of the season for the cup final. But I think as time goes on, games like this are going to sap not just the energy, but the mind and the fear going forward, what's coming. And what's coming is a cup final against Manchester City. And that team out there playing a relegation side didn't have a clue, and at times was overrun. To be overrun by Burnley at Old Trafford, right, then you've got problems, and there's big problems out there, and I'm not sure how it's gonna end. Maybe in some tears here.
Yeah, whereas actually in front against this relegation side, Burnley, with Anthony scoring his first Premier League goal of the season. But what did you make of that with Andre Onana there? His head completely lost there. He must have just fell off. I seen Casemiro. Did he do an header when it went to look like for a back pass? And then Onana just comes running out, and you're just thinking, what's he doing?
I think that's the fear in some players, desperate. Oh, got to come out when he didn't need to come out. But then Casemiro put the ball in that position by not clearing it proper. You know, it's desperate times for some of these players, and they're not playing with fluid football because they're panicking, they're scared. Manchester United are in a position here now, 6th, maybe 7th in the league now, right? And it is not acceptable. But the football's not acceptable because some of these players aren't good enough. We know that. There's no point criticising them going on. We've just got to get to the end of the season. But I looked today, in that second half, there was 3 outstanding chances by United, and Anthony had 2 of them. But why don't you just stand up and just volley the ball in instead of falling down on the floor? There were 2 great opportunities.
I think you've just answered your own question. A lot of these players are just simply not good enough.
Well, well, we know Anthony isn't doing the job right. I mean, 1 goal in just over 12 months in the Premier League, that's a poor return, especially for the amount of money. And then you look at Garnacho, not long after Anthony's chances, he should have put it away. It's just poor finishing, poor choices, and poor attitude right through the game. But that is what we expect.
Yeah, plenty of penalty shouts all today for Man United. Couple on Garnacho at least today.
There was 3. I'm not sure if they were clear penalties. I'm just not sure. I thought the handball was the clearest of the 3, to be honest. If any of the 3, it had to be that handball. I thought that was a penalty, but it wasn't given. The other 2 weren't given, but not to have one of them was disappointing. I just thought there, again, at times, Anthony got booked for the same type of foul a Burnley player did. The ref didn't give it. So I think the ref and what's going on here, I think everything is against Manchester United, and they just can't get that little bit of luck. And they're just not getting it because they're not playing as a team. When you play as a team, you work as a team, the energy's there, the strength and the commitment, you get that luck. But if you're just running round as individuals and you're not satisfied with what's going on with the pitch, you're not together, then you don't get the luck. It goes against you, and it went against us there by conceding the pen. But I must concede, Burnley played well.
Yeah.
They're a team what looks like they're going down into relegation. And if they'd have been 2-3-1 up at some point in that first half, I wouldn't have argued about it because they would have deserved the lead. So they were unlucky not to go in front. We had opportunities in the first half. But at the end of the day, I think 1-1 for both sides, it's acceptable because I don't think...
I wouldn't say it's acceptable for Manchester United.
No. Look, it's acceptable from the point of view, them 2 teams all had chances and they both created football and they were both poor at times throughout the game. I thought they were even in the poor shooting, the poor efforts on goal, and I thought they were both equally good at breaking away at times, because at times it was an exciting game of football, but not the type of football you expect Manchester United to play.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I just don't think it's acceptable for United to be drawing at home to Burnley 1-1, especially when we was leading. Based on the balance of play, come away with a draw. I totally get that, but neither side could finish the chances today. But just like to thank everyone for joining us today. Get involved in the chat, help support the channel as well, and smash that like button. And we will be up later on with another match reaction from Webby. See you soon.